Computers don't speak human. Most of us are used to interacting with computers through a user interface that is organized to appeal to the human brain. It's colorful and uses buttons and menus that don't require much learning. This interface is called a graphical user interface. A second kind of interface is called a command line. The command line is accessed through the computer's terminal. It requires learning a way of interacting with the computer that isn't as intuitive for humans. The command line is not code. The command line is a way of asking a computer to find, display, or execute code. It's faster and more flexible than a graphical user interface, and is the interface of choice for developers and even hackers, or anybody who wants more control within their operating system. Linux, a family of free, open-source operating systems called distributions, is known for its command line advantages. This has made Linux the operating system of choice for servers and supercomputers. Although Linux desktop distributions for home use have attractive and easy-to-use graphical user interfaces, some Linux functions require using the command line. Linux makes this easy by including a terminal window for writing command line instructions right on the graphical user interface taskbar. But the command line can be scary for users not familiar with it. Here are a few basics about the Linux command line. Everything in Linux is stored in files. A file is like a box that contains code that makes a document or picture or performs an action on your computer. Linux files are organized by starting with the biggest box, a directory file called root, which is represented in writing as a slash. Inside that are smaller directories, which may have smaller directories inside them, and so on until you get to the smallest file, which is the one that actually has the content. You can get to the file you want just by knowing the names of all the files from root on down that it's nested inside of. This is called the path to the file. The complete path to the file is the unique identifying name of the smallest file at the end. Each directory file is separated by a slash in writing, but these don't have any meaning. The file that actually contains the content may have a dot and then a file extension that helps you know what kind of file it is, like a text file or a configuration file. Your computer has a set of files that run the computer, but there's also a set of files that belong to you, the user, where you can download and store data of your choice. On the graphical user interface, these are the familiar desktop, documents, downloads, pictures, etc. On the command line, the path to these starts with /home/ and then your username. You can't make any changes in any Linux files that don't belong to you unless you are a special kind of user called the root user. One way to become the root user is by using the command sudo, often pronounced sudo, after which you will be asked to provide the password to your device. Using sudo gives you temporary status as root for the action which you are currently doing. For everyday uses like accessing websites, social media, and email, you will never need to use the command line on Linux, but in case you ever do, it's good to learn a little about it. Knowing a few simple commands may help you solve problems or get additional information. Newport Wireless Mesh is a nonprofit wireless community internet provider in northern Vermont, USA. Education is part of our mission. Watch our other videos about Linux in the description below.